What's up, guys? Welcome back to the PCFX channel. And in today's video, I actually thought that I should actually take you thoroughly on the strategy that we mainly use in PCFX. So the strategy is called SSC, right? So basically, what you would want to find is your impulse, right? Let's say you're going to have a low. You're going to have a low here, and you will have a high here, right? Then you would want to find the demand zone, your S&D, supply and demand zone. That's responsible for that impulse, right? And this low will actually be a protected low, and this will act as your take profit, right? Your liquidity target, right? And the other thing you would actually want to wait for is your confirmation, right? Which is the third box, right? We want the confirmation. That's the last thing that we actually want. So let's run it over again. So first we look for the impulse, right? Then we look for the supply and demand zone that's responsible for that impulse. Then if price either decides to trade back to this demand zone and gives us a fractalized weak to strong hand transfer, like we begin to see a weak to strong hand transfer on this demand zone, we can assume that big money or smart interest is ready to funnel into their orders so that price can catapult to new highs, right? Let me not keep it complicated. I'm just going to make it simple. So that's it, right? We look for our impulse, the supply and demand zone, S&D, which in this case will be a demand zone. Then we look for the confirmation, weak to strong hands, or you can either use double bottoms, and all your confirmation is as long as you trading with the context of the higher time frame. We want to trade along with the trend so that we can get along with potential winners, because we want probability. We're trading with probability. That's how we will have a great edge, and that's how we will actually be consistent in these markets, right? So let me just do this for you. It will actually present something more the lines like this. Yeah. Then you get your weak to strong hand transfers. This is what would normally happen, right? I'm just going to explain in a second. Um, this is what you would actually want to see. Right? So let's say, for instance, price creates a high, then it creates a new low. Then price breaks that high, creating a new high, right? Then price comes back to the supply and demand zone that's responsible for the break of structure, right? It gives you a weak to strong hand transfer, right? Still maintaining this low because this low will be protected, right? It's a protected low, right? This will be the take profit area. So you look to actually to take profit at these areas, right? Right. So that's what you'd actually look for. A weak to strong hand transfer. Like if you see price accumulate on a lower time frame, it can even happen on a higher time frame. It's fractal, right? If you can see that the market is undergoing an accumulation model, you'd have to wait for price to actually accumulate. You wouldn't actually just rush to enter, because if you're going to rush to enter, you're going to be stopped out. Since there's a lot of demand, price will actually just transfer. No matter if you're going to position yourself short or long, you're going to likely take losses because the market is undergoing a weak to strong hand transfer, right? And a lot of people, yeah, they might be right that price wants to hit for this take profit here, right? This high. But in most cases, those people who don't have enough equity will just get stopped out. And before the actual move takes place, they're going to be stopped out. They're now no longer going to be in the trade. So it's important that you have patience and you have understanding behind what you're doing before you just rush to do something that you don't know, right? So that's why you have to test it on a demo account for perhaps 6 months on a consistent basis. Then you collect that data that you want, right? So this would act as, let me just do like this. This would act as the S, and this would act as the S, and this would act as the C. So S, you have S, S, C, right? That's the three things that you actually need for a valid setup. Remember, you are trading it with the context of the higher time frame to the lower time frame. Sorry for that. um, so you're trading it along the context of the higher time frame. You merging the higher time frame with lower time frame, you are trading probability. So it's really, really important that you trade it in the context of the market. So I'm going to actually take you through it. I just want you guys to see something here. Same thing, right? So what I just did with US30, I actually do not complicate my analysis, right? When I look at US30 on the higher time frame, right? Let me just do here actually. I could actually see that US30 was bullish from these points after the market actually, right? After price actually broke this high. I'm on a daily time frame. Like I'm starting on the higher time frame, right? Because I understand that the higher time frame precedes the lower time frame. So you want to start your analysis from the higher time frame. You want to know where the market is going to go long term. So as we said, we are looking for our C, our S, like your impulse, your structure. We identify which structure we in a higher time frame. So we could understand that the market actually broke this high, right? Then it came back to the demand zone that was responsible for the break of structure, right? It gave you a fractalized, a higher time frame, weak to strong hand transfer, right? Before trading within the given direction, right? So I'm gonna actually scale down to a lower time frame, but you can still see it actually, right? Because